Last time we were reflecting on the fact that our work can be hard because the environments we work in can be broken and dysfunctional and difficult and frustrating. And I think this is not just true for work. Of course, it can often be true in life more generally too. Work is good but hard, because in this world, life too is often a messy mixture of good things and hard things. The question I want to also briefly ask is, what resources do we have to help us in this struggle? And part of the answer that I want to just think about today is what I want to call an eternal perspective. The truth is that the world was not designed by God to be broken in the way that it is, and that God has also begun a story of redemption and renewal that will culminate in a completely new environment. In other words, things will not always be this way. In Romans chapter 8 and onwards, Paul speaks of creation itself, and we also ourselves groaning while we wait for this new creation. And so we do have amazing resources in the gospel to encourage us as we face what can sometimes be the difficult world of work. In his book, Every Good Endeavour, Tim Keller captures this idea of perspective by recounting a little known book by J.R.R. Tolkien called Leaf by Niggle. I enjoyed hearing Keller talk about this little book so much that I bought it and read it in about 15 minutes and found it fascinating and inspiring. Tolkien had already spent decades writing the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but for all sorts of reasons he was on the verge of giving up. This was his life's work, and he just felt he would either not be able to finish it, or at least if he did finish it, no one would appreciate it. And the story of Leaf by Niggle came to him as a massive encouragement. In the story, Niggle is a painter who wants to paint a tree along with a beautiful landscape that he's imagined. His canvas is so big that he has to climb a ladder to paint. But even though this painting is his delight and passion and life's work in a way, because of his awkward neighbour and all sorts of other distractions, all that Niggle actually manages to paint is one amazing, intricate leaf. And that's the title of the book, Leaf by Niggle. The vision is vibrant in his mind, but the actual realisation seems so small and embarrassing in a way. One day the time comes for him to make a very long journey, which a metaphor for death, and the local council decides that his unfinished canvas would be better used to fix his awkward neighbour's roof. And he reluctantly leaves, weeping that his life's work, all this vision, has all been for nothing, and his vision dies with him. But when Niggle reaches the far country at the end of his long journey, he eventually comes to a place where a huge landscape opens out in front of him. And right there in front of him is not just a leaf and not just the tree, but the landscape he'd imagined with the mountains stretching into the background. And for Tolkien, the idea was that there is a connection between life in this world and eternity, and that somehow all the desires of his heart, though broken and frustrated often in this life, would actually be fulfilled in a glorious eternity. This was a huge source of strength to Tolkien, and it resonated deeply for me when I read it. So join me next time and I'll try and explain how. Thanks for watching.